Stephen's made a good point about creativity, and that's an area where the private sector cannot do this in isolation from government. Like your members, we're finding it difficult to recruit, so we're working with academies, we're working with the FE and HE sector, we're co-designing our own training programs so that we can bring in school leavers, we can retrain grads, and that's how we're growing our workforce at the moment, and that's how other people in the advanced service sector are growing their workforce. But it has to be done in partnership with government and partnership with the education sector.
Colin, do you want to give us an update just where maybe you should give us a proposal from Southwest, sorry, tell us how things are going in the Northwest, but Colin, do you want to give us an update just where the department is in terms of our talks with Europe in relation to interreg and peace in particular, but we're also collating how government's collating information and
I think response. I suppose at the highest level, the executive has set in place a intergovernmental departmental coordinating group, which is chaired by 2 permanent secretaries. That's a bit of a mouthful, but basically it's an opportunity for all the departments to come together in one forum, to harness the views such as are expressed here today, to then respond in the forum that's been set up, which is a Joint Ministerial Council, European Negotiations, EN. So that is an opportunity for the executive to feed into the discussions that the UK government are going to have, and David Davis will be chairing those groups, and our ministers will be represented on those fora. So there are various different topics that will be up for discussion. We heard about labour markets being talked about this morning. That's going to be one of the issues. Justice is going to be another issue. So there's that opportunity to harness these views and to present them to the government. I think it'd be fair to say that there's a sense that the information flow is largely one way, and that we are providing information to the UK government, but there's very little coming out. I think John made reference to the emerging idea of a transition. I'm quite sure that the Prime Minister's comment about transition was not a casual comment. I think there's some evidence that has been talked about. Of course, that is dependent on when Article 50 is triggered, and you then have 2 years. You're dependent on agreeing that with the other 27. So it's a very uncertain period, and it suggests that there's going to be a long period of uncertainty. It's not going to be just the 2 years of uncertainty, possibly. In terms of the European funding coming here, the initial commitment from the Chancellor in August was that until the autumn statement, those projects that were signed off beforehand would be honoured through to the end. We now have a commitment through to continue to fund those projects through to the point of Brexit, as we don't know when that will be. Those programmes are 2014 to 2020. In all likelihood, most of that money will come through within a EU situation rather than a Brexit situation. But when you're working through a long period of uncertainty, I suppose it gets to the point to where you almost think, well, this period of uncertainty is actually business as usual. And at the point when you actually realise that, is maybe you have a different mindset.